hope you can see my screen as well. So, team, good morning and thanks for joining the session. So, let me introduce myself. So, myself Kishore, and I have overall 8 years of experience in Microsoft Dynamics 365 retail and commerce. So, I have trained more than 50 to 60 students before this, and uh, for retail and commerce training. Okay, so that is quick introduction about myself. So this course is about Microsoft Dynamics 365 retail and commerce, right? So what is Microsoft Dynamics? So today we'll have a quick introduction and what are the roles we have, which companies and what are the customers that they are using Microsoft Dynamics. So we'll have a quick introduction. So we'll not talk about technically, but we will have a quick brief introduction of what and what topics we will be covering, what and all there are in Microsoft Dynamics, everything. Okay. So coming to Microsoft Dynamics, so as you know that it is an ERP tool which is having multiple modules, and retail and commerce is one of the module in Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, so ERP means there are so many ERP tools in the market, like Microsoft Dynamics is one of them, SAP is one of them, Oracle is one of them, and there are so many. IBM has their own ERP tool. So there are so many ERP tools in the market. But coming to the market share, yes, obviously SAP is the top one, and next stands is the Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, why people are choosing Microsoft Dynamics is that there are so many constraints that they are considering Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, so first thing first is the pricing. Okay, so when you look at the pricing, the price of Microsoft Dynamics is very cheap compared to Oracle and SAP. Okay, so let's say if SAP is charging 100 rupees, Microsoft is charging only 30 to 40 rupees, means it's 50% of the price that is having. Okay, so coming to other things, it is very user friendly, not like SAP where we have codes and all, but Microsoft Dynamics is very user friendly and anyone can uh, easily learn. Coming to the functional part, okay, so this is a functional training. So when we say that it's a functional training, it means that we have 0% of coding. The coding we do in functional consulting is 0%. So there is nothing that we touch, or a person needs a coding language. So without 0% coding language, it's very easy to learn Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, coming to the job roles. So what are the roles we have in the market? Okay, so coming, we have like three types of job roles in the market, calling as functional, technical, and one is techno-functional. Okay, so functional is our main motive, which means that we'll be designing the system, we'll be designing the requirements that the customer is asking. So it all, so we don't go into the coding here, or we don't touch the coding part at all in the functional roles. Okay, so we only work on the front end. So on the back end we will not touch any SQLs or anything. So that is the function. Coming to technical, you know, it's in the word. So we will be dealing with the coding, x plus plus, everything. Okay, so the coding they do. And in technical we have two types. Okay, pos technical we call, and one is called as F&O technical. F&O technical is for D365, and pos is the retail and commerce module, which we have the store systems. We'll later discuss that in the coming time. So that is called as technical. And techno functional, we have small jobs available. Okay, and techno functional, it word says that it is technical plus functional. Okay, coming to the types of jobs. Okay, so we have implementation, we have support, we have post go live support. Okay, so what is an implementation? Let's say, let's take an example of DMart. Okay, so they are going to open a store in Hyderabad. Okay, so they want to implement POS systems. POS systems in the sense, let's say you buy a product and you go to the billing system, they scan the product, the price comes there, and at the they scan all the products that you buy. At the end, they complete the transaction and says that this is the amount. Okay, so now you pay the amount, Now the receipt come, you take the products and walk out of the store. So coming to the creation of the products, creation of the discounts. If you go to DMart, there might be huge discounts, right? Like buy one get one, everything. So creation of the discounts, creation of the products, creation of the POS system, how it should, right? We like once you scan the product, it should come. The pricing, everything will be implemented by us as a functional consultant. Okay, so that is called as implementation from scratch, from zero to end of the project. So everything we will be implementing, we will be designing the system how the customer requires. So that is called as implementation project. Coming to the support. So support, let's say we have so many customers that are using Dynamics 365. Okay, so some company might have implemented that and they want the support online. Okay, so go like everyday scenarios they want the support. Okay, so what do the companies take is they take the support role and they hire the support engineers where we will receive the tickets, okay, issues on the daily basis, and we have to resolve them. So that is called as support. And post go live support is after the implementation. Let's say we have implemented DMart store in Hyderabad. Okay, so they might have some issues, right? So let's say we have done some mistake or anything, so they found some issue in the uh, system, so they report to us. Okay, post go live. So after go live we have to support the client. So that is called as post go live support. So these are the three types of roles mainly we have in the market right now. Okay, so coming to the modules, D365, as I mentioned, there are so many modules that we have in Dynamics 365, mainly called as finance, supply chain management, which we call as SCM, and trade and logistics. Our is the retail and commerce. We have HR modules, we have warehouse managed systems, we have so many other modules. Okay, so these are the main modules that we have in Dynamics 365. So if you talk technically, SCM and retail and commerce are interlinked. Okay, so if you learn retail and commerce, you will have 60 to 70% knowledge of SCM module also. But if you learn SCM, we will not have knowledge on retail and commerce. That we can assure you. Okay, so because the products, the orders that we create in the POS systems, everything will be interlinked with the SCM module. And retail and commerce is out of the world for Dynamics because we have under technical knowledge, or technically we call it as POS systems, which is out of Dynamics 365. So the guys who has knowledge on finance, SCM, HR module or warehouse management, they don't have knowledge on retail and commerce. But the guy who learn retail and commerce will have a knowledge on SCM and a little bit of finance, because we deal with creation of products, creation of orders, which is interlinked with the SCM model. Okay, so these are the typical modules that we have in Dynamics 365. So coming to the customers and companies that are using Dynamics 365 in right now in India, we have mainly Malabar. You know, Malabar is one of the main clients that are into the jewelry business, Jaws Alikas. If you go to lifestyle, we have Dynamics 365, Aditya Birla, like pantaloons. We have so many pantaloons, like we call as. There are so many other brands under Aditya Birla who are using our Dynamics 365 retail and commerce modules. So there are so many companies that are using Dynamics 365 for implementation, support, everything. We have call a company, they have Dynamics 365. You call a company, every company has their Dynamics 365 area in them. Okay. So let's say Infosys or take any other company, IBM. So they have their own implementations and they have their own support projects also. So every company has their Dynamics 365, and the in market the demand for retail and commerce is very high. I can assure that, because out of 100 guys who learn Dynamics 365, out of 100, 60 will be learning finance, 30 will be learning SCM, but only 10 members will be learning retail and commerce. And the packages, if you talk about, retail is the most paid package in the market because it is upcoming and there are very less members in the market who knows retail and commerce modules. And the diversity of retail and commerce is that it is very good and very easy to learn. And coming, we will go deep into what is retail and commerce. Okay, so retail and commerce, we, let's say we have a product. Okay, so you you designed a product but you have to sell it to the stores, right? So once you, there are so many dmart stores all over india. Let's say they have hundreds of stores in uh, india. So wherever they do the transaction or wherever they sell the products, at the end of the day I want to know how much products that I have sold, how many, how much money that I have made, how much inventory that is available in all my stores. So that all we will bring it to one place called as D365, and we will check at the end of the day how much sales we have done, how much amount we have got, how much inventory is available. That all will be maintained in Dynamics 365. So our work is to design the POS system. So we have to design a system where we do a transaction so it will be smooth and clear. Okay, so let's say you can see my screen. On the screen there is an image, right? So on the image it says that planning and procurement, merchandising and distribution, marketing, sales and operation, fulfill, service and financials, right? So coming here from one part to one part, so planning and procurement. So planning and procurement is like you have to purchase the products from any vendor. Let's say if you go to dmart, there are so many products, right? Like there are detergents, there are shampoos and everything. So every product they are buying it from their vendors, right? So they buy it for 10 rupees and they sell it for 12 rupees or 13 rupees, whatever it may be. So we have to plan it, right? So how much products we need, how much quantity we need, what is the pricing we have to define. And coming to christmas seasons or any season, so there will be a huge discount, right? Diwali seasons or anyway, we have a huge discount. So we have to do the designing of like what is the discount that we need to do. That all will be designed by a functional consultant depending upon the requirement. So we have to plan. So how many, so let's say some areas the products of sweets will be going high. In west bengal during dasara the sweets will be high, right? So we have to send more sweet related products to the kolkata stores, right? So that all planning everything will be done by a retail and commerce functional consultant. And same like merchandising and distributions. Okay, so we have a topic called as assortments in dynamics 365, where we design the products which I mentioned before, that this store should, we send this many products to this store. This store we have to send more of detergent products because they have a huge market. If you go to hyderabad there are so many people, right? So we have to send more products to there. So that all merchandising and distribution, how do we distribute, how do we transfer the inventory? Let's say in one store we have a huge inventory of surf excel. Okay, in another store, in the same city another store it has very little bit of stock of surf excel. So what we do is we distribute the inventory between the stores because it would take time from warehouse to go to the store. So what I do is I will transfer the inventory from one store to another store. Okay, so that is all called as merchandising and distribution. And coming to the marketing, so which I said, told right before, promotions, loyalty programs, everything, pricing, discounts, we will be doing here it in the marketing. Okay, so coming to Christmas season, we will be creating more of the discounts. Okay, so we will give the loyalty programs also. So let's say if you go to Lifestyle or any other store, Big Bazaar or any another store before Reliance, so they ask your mobile number, right? So they ask your mobile numbers and they will enter, and after going another day they say says, sir you have 1000 points so you can reduce 50 rupees of your total amount. So they will be adding the points depending upon the bill you do. They will be adding the points, and upon the points received they will be detecting the amount. So that is called as loyalty programs. So these all are called as marketing, like promotions, discounts, the pricing. So this says that the price has dropped, right? So for a particular day, what they do is, let's say we have a biscuit packet, okay, so that is going to expire in another 3 months, okay. So then what we do is we provide more discounts to the that item, stating that this is 1+1 offer, so that people buy that product, and we reduce the stock in our inventory, and whatever the expiry date products we are selling them, so that we are uh, giving the products from our stock, so we are doing the business there. So that is called as pricing drop, everything. So that is maintained in the marketing. And coming to sales and operations, sh- we sales and operations is called as the physical store, or where we people buy our product. So I will go next step in the sales and operation. But fulfill service and financials, okay, once you buy the product, we have to ship the product, we have to manage the order. So if you have any, let's say, urban plan, take an urban plan, so what they do, they provide us the service, right? So that is one of the marketing, or one of the store only. They have so many services in them, like saloon, cleaning, and everything. So that is also, they treat it as a product only, but we consider it as a service, but the company consider them as a products. So we have to fulfill. So let's say you place an order in the online store, Flipkart, so I have to fulfill in the sense, I have to ship your product, I have to track your product, at the end I have to deliver the product to you. So that is called as fulfill service and finance. So these are the steps, one by one we have it in our Dynamics 365. Coming to sales and operation, so in POS systems we have three types of stores, okay. So in Microsoft Dynamics, we have three types. Okay, let's say POS systems, online stores, and call centers. What is a POS system? Physical stores. For example, if you go to a DMart, we buy physically the products. Okay, we physically buy the products. We take it to the cash counter, they scan the product, they will collect the money like cash, card, or anything like Google Pay, Phone Pay, scanners. All these designs we have to do as a function consultant. So these are called as physical stores, where the customer walks in, buys the product physically, and walks out of the store. So these are called as physical stores. Coming to the online stores, simple example, Amazon, Flipkart. So e-commerce is what technical terms we call as Dynamics 365. This is the upcoming boom in Dynamics. So e-commerce, we have two types of stores in e-commerce. We call it as B2B and B2C. B2B is like an India Mart, where it sells the products from business to business. Okay, and another thing we have B2C, which is business to customers like Amazon, Flipkart. So business will sell the products to the customer. So we call it as B2C. And in Dynamics, there are so many clients and customers that are using e-commerce. Coming to the third type, we call it as call centers. Now, Big Basket is came into the e-com line, which was having an app and everything. But before this, we used to call the call center guys and place the orders for the Big Basket. In past 5 years, before 5 years, we used to call the Big Basket customer care, and we used to place the orders by calling the call centers. And what they do is they take the order, and they send the order to us, and they used to collect the money. So these are the types of stores we have it in our Dynamics 365. Okay. So what you cover in this training session, and at the end of the training session, what you will achieve or what you learn at the end of this training session. So this training session will be around 1 hour daily, and up to 30 to 40 days. Okay. So depending upon the plan that we cover the topic, so it may vary for 5 to 10 days. There is no issues in that, but at the end of the course, you will go out as a function consultant and assure you that all the basic topics you will be learning at the end of this training session. So these are the modules on the high level. So first we will be covering what is Dynamics 365 Commerce, what are the modules we have, what are the topics we have. On the high level, we will start with Dynamics 365 Commerce. We will understand what is commerce is called as. So before commerce, we used to call it as retail. Okay, so don't get confused. So some people call it as retail, some people call it as commerce, but Microsoft has converted this retail into retail and commerce. So both are same. So next module is configure commerce headquarters. Okay, so commerce headquarters in the sense, so we will be having all the setups that we do it in the commerce headquarters. So what are the discount types we create, what are the uh, products we create, so all the headquarters setups. So we have so many setups that we need to create in the headquarters before we configure the POS systems. Okay, so that we configure in commerce headquarters. Coming to the next module, products and merchandising. So products, as I mentioned, if you open a store, there are so many products. Let's say if you go to uh, Zudio or anything, so that store handles only the uh, merchandises for clothing, right? So we create the products related to clothing. Let's go to DMart or any another supermarket, so they have a versatile product. So we will be creating the products, we will be creating the categories, under which category which products will be available. So all these things will be created in product and merchandising, we will learn. And coming to the retail pricing, we have so many modules, or called as so many types of creating a price for the product. Okay, so we can create trade agreements, we can create discounts, we can give a base price to the product. Let's say if I buy a biscuit packet, it is 10 rupees on the MRP, I will sell it 10 rupees, so I create a price of 10 rupees. Okay, if I want to give a discount, let's say I want to, if I buy a shirt, I will get a pant, a trouser as free. Okay, that is called as buy one get one free. So we create those types of discounts in retail pricing. So we have a versatile discount systems available in retail and commerce. So we had very good topic how we create a discount. Let's say if I buy a product for 10%, we can create. If I buy one get one, we can create. Yeah, let's say sometimes what they say is, if you buy a product, they says that if you buy with ICICI credit card, you will get 10% discount. So we have that feature also, where we can create a discount based on the tender. If you do a transaction of 1000 rupees with HDFC card, we get 20% discount. So easy, even that type of discounts we can create in Dynamics 365. Okay, coming to the next module, we called it as loyalty and customer experience. So loyalty in the sense, same thing. So if you go to a store, Apollo, okay, so they don't give discounts. You buy whatever the price that is on the MRP, you'll buy. But what they say is, they will give you the points. Let's say if you buy a tonic of 100 rupees, they say that 5% of 100 rupees, let's say 5 rupees, will be added as a MRP, added as a added as a point to your account in next transaction or next day. If you go and buy any another tonic of 100 rupees, they will reduce that 5 rupees on the MRP, so you will get that product as 95. So that is the called as branding. So if you go to another MedPlus or anywhere, they directly give you the discount. They don't have a policy called as points adding or anything, so they do as retail pricing. So but some companies work on the loyalty. So we will have a tie systems in the loyalty, like gold, silver, platinum. Okay, so if I buy for 100 rupees, I come as a silver. So if I make that my whole transaction amount or whole amount that I spent in one store, let's say it go to 1,000 rupees, then I will go as uh, a platinum customer. Okay, so platinum customer will have a high loyalty or high percentage of points added. Okay, so that is called as loyalty and customer experience. So these all things are to model 5. We will be designing all the systems in the Dynamics 365, which is in headquarters. Okay, so Next module is point of sale. What is point of sale? Wherever we design the system. So some says that I want this design, I want the all the tiles or all the POS system to look into blue, or someone says that I want to have this in red color. So all the design, all like all the system how that it looks, we create in point of sale. So that is a physical system that will be away from us, but we will be designing sitting in front of the system. That is the beauty of this subject. Okay, so now coming to point of sale, let's say I have hundreds of workers. Okay, so some workers should log in into Hyderabad store only, some workers should log in into Chennai store, and some workers should log in into Mumbai store. So how do you create? So the Chennai worker should not come and should not be able to log in into the Hyderabad store. So how do we create the workers? Okay, how do we set up them the workers to the store? So all the setup we create it in the point of sale. Okay, let's say in point of sale also we have managers, we have cashiers, we have supervisors. So manager can do anything. Okay, so let's say they can give a manual discount or anything, but the cashier can't. So we have to create all the uh, permission groups in the creation of workers. So we create all the systems, everything in point of sale module. Okay, so we as you know in the previous slide we have three types of point of sale, three types of stores, right? Point of sale, call centers, and e-commerce. So module 7 we talk about call center. So how do we create a call center? What are the difference between point of sale and call center? We will be seeing. So call center doesn't have a physical store, we create orders directly in the Dynamics 365 only. So coming to e-commerce, yes, we will be having a brief introduction of e-commerce, how the e-commerce site looks, how we create a site builder, what is a site builder, what are different types of e-commerce, B2B, and what is the difference between B2B and B2C, how do we create a customer in B2B and B2C, what is the difference while creating customer in B2B and B2C. All this stuff we will be checking it in the e-commerce topic. Now coming to the last module, order fulfillment and inventory, as I mentioned, right? So before, let's say a store sold 100 of soap or shampoo, so how come I know at the end of the day we have to come to know what which store has sold how many products, how much cash they have made, how much they have made on the cart, everything. So we will be managing in the inventory module. Okay, so we will be adjusting, we will be creating the transfer orders, as I mentioned. We will send from one store to another store, we will be done doing those in the order fulfillment and inventory modules. So these are the typical high level modules, but under this there are so many topics we will be covering in one module wise. Okay, so as I mentioned, so at the end of the training session what you learn, because you what you learn is what you take away, right? So at the end of the day you should be able to clear an interview, or you should be able to show them that I have learned this, right? So coming to this, in the beginning of the sessions, we will be covering the technical sessions, but I will be covering how the implementation is done. Okay, so implementation, we have so many topics under implementation called as requirement gathering, design documents preparation, fit gap analysis. So these are the technical terms. I will tell you the real time scenarios. Let's say if I'm a customer, if I give a requirement, okay, so that I want this product, I want to have a discount created for this product, where I buy this product I will get a 10% discount. So in implementation, as a function consultant, the customer gives me this requirement. From this requirement, taking this requirement, how we will be doing the requirement gathering document, how we will be designing a functional design document of taking this scenario, how we will do a fit gap analysis taking this scenario, and how we will do a user manual, and how we design this it in the system, and how we will provide this scenario to the customer. So these are all points that we do it in the implementation, and I will provide you in the real time scenarios with the documentation how we will do everything. Okay, So how implementation done, process in the implementation, I will be explaining you. And also I will be giving you day to day scenarios. Okay, at the end of the session I will give you a scenario stating that okay, I got an issue, how do you resolve this. So after the session you have a time where you can think of that and you can resolve the issue. If not, we will be discussing it in the next session. So I will be giving you the real time scenarios and issues every day. So if I complete a topic today, creation of a product, I will give a scenario. At the end of the session, I will say that this product is not, I'm not able to sell it in the past. I'm getting this error message. How do you investigate? How do you learn? What are the fields that you check if I get this error? So those type of scenarios, live scenarios, I would be providing you. And as I mentioned, at the end of, you will be knowing how to create a store, how to create a product, how to create a discount, loyalty, pricing, and end to end creation of the store and selling of the products. So these are all you will learn at the end of the session. So these are all we will be learning at the end of the training. So any questions? So I don't want to go into deeper technically today. From tomorrow we will, I will show you the technical topics. We'll be discussing the technical topics, what are the components we have in Dynamics 365 and everything. So if you have any questions today, we can discuss.
Yes, I've raised my hand actually. So
Hmm.
here, will you be teaching us all the setups, how you will be like setting up the POS system and stuff?
Yes, of course. That is our main motive, right? So let's say if you go to a store, right? We know you see a system, right? They scan the product, they will get the price and the line of the product in the system, right? So that all designing, setups, and everything I will be explaining. Without that, we will not be able to understand what is retail and commerce. For sure, we will be explaining you all the steps.
Okay,
So
and as you said, uh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, Vina.
Yeah, and as you said, right, you will be explaining us the what do you say, how it is implemented at some point, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So implementation, including right from how the requirement gathering is done and how we have to analyze that fit gap analysis stuff, etc. All of them.
Yes, yes, I will explain you everything. But like see, I will give you a scenario. Let's say, I have, as I mentioned, I have a product created. Okay, I have to create a discount. Okay, so I will explain you. So
Mhm.
how to create a FDD, but I will not explain you every scenario. Like FDDs, there are so many requirements for a company, right? So I will give a
Yeah,
brief
yeah,
introduction, like how do you design FDD. I will take a one scenario and I'll explain you from end to end. How do you
yeah.
how do you do a fit gap? Everything I will explain you in the real time. There is no issue in that. But once you learn,
Okay,
if you get 50% of the knowledge, then you will be able to understand the requirement and FDDs. So in the middle of the sessions, in somewhere we will be discussing one day regarding this everything. Okay, I will be giving you some example document also how the FDD looks and everything. So there is no issue in that.
okay, fine.
Yeah, Arif.
Hello, sir. So my name is Arif. Actually, I want to know what about the third-party apps? Like, there is a app will be there, so we need to be connected to that, so we can
Yeah.
do something like that, sir. I mean, like
See, Arif.
for the
Hmm.
yeah,
So every customer has a different requirement, third party apps, right? So these
yeah.
third party apps, let's say we will not configure. Okay, let's say
Hmm.
you have a third party app or anything configured, so that technical team will be doing the configuration in the back end and everything. Okay, so what they do
Okay.
is they configure, they do the technical stuff, everything, and give us to for testing. Okay, so as a function consultant, what we will do, we will do the testing of that product. Okay, of the third party
Hmm.
app. Say, for example, if we have any payment systems. Okay, so Paytm, let's say Paytm is configured with my system. Okay, once I do a transaction and I scan a Paytm, that
Hmm.
money will come into my account. Okay, so what we will do, the technical team will do the back end coding and integration of this Paytm system to our system. Okay, that is
Not
the
only
headache of that. Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not only in that, sir. Actually, I mean, the cart and everything. I mean, like the e-commerce kind of thing, like a
So
Amazon, like a Walmart, like a Flipkart, like this. This is the app that I want to need to be connected to the MS Dynamics retail and
so
commerce.
so how, like, see, Arif, the subject here is retail and commerce is a module here, so we will not be
Yeah.
integrating Flipkart or Amazon to our Dynamics 365. Okay,
No, no, not
so
only that. I mean, like the different companies have different apps. I mean, different companies have different apps. With that, they need to be integrated with the MS Dynamics. They have implemented like that. We need to do something like that, sir.
so integration, that's what I'm saying. So integration is the part of the technical terms. Okay, so
Okay.
functionally we have Dynamics 365. Finance and operations is our topic. Okay, so we have in Dynamics we have CRM also. Okay, so
Mhm.
CRM, power platforms everywhere. So they will, there also we can integrate the apps here. Okay, but
Okay.
in Dynamics 365 retail and commerce, it is only an app. Okay, if you go to uh, Apple Store or Play Store, if you search for store commerce, okay, you will have an
Hmm.
app there. Okay, so you can install that app in your mobile and do the setup also there. Okay, so mobile apps and everything. So integration, as you mentioned, so that is the headache of our technical team. They will design and they will integrate it to Dynamics 365, because in the front end we don't have any option or a module where we integrate the system with the another system, Arif. Okay, so the
Okay.
technical team will do the integration and give it to us. Okay, says that, why
Okay.
Arif, I have done this integration, you have to test it. There comes the testing phase where you have to test thoroughly, like whatever the integration app does. Okay, so you have to test by adding the product, it is integrating to Dynamics or anything. So that testing part has to done by the functional role, and we have to write the test scripts. Okay, when I add a product, it is adding to the cart. Okay, it is working and the
Yeah,
status is
adding to
there.
the app or not. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So when
so
I'm doing
that,
in MS Dynamics, it's adding to the app or not in the mobile.
yes,
The cus-
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we
So
can
that,
controlling from the MS Dynamics right here from the retail and
yes,
commerce.
yes, yes, so that is
Yeah,
the
it would
technical.
be to and fro actually.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if
Okay.
we are adding
Thank
in
you.
that app, it will come to D365, and then if we are doing that in D365, however the customer wants, we can actually do that, right?
yes, exactly. So that all technical team will be doing integration thing and everything in the backend, and they will give it to us for testing purpose. So the our, as a functional concept, our role is to test it clearly and provide it to the client. Hmm.
Okay, so thank you very much, sir.
Any other questions or anything?
Do we have the recordings of these sessions? If we join the session, do we have the recordings? And
So yes, we
okay.
have the recordings and we have this training plan also. I think Preeti will be sharing you. So we will be covering all this. Okay, so you asked, right, i I didn't get the name, sorry for that. Vinod, right?
It's
So
Vinod.
you asked, yeah, so you asked, right, will be creating the devices or anything. So here we will have a configure retail store, we'll create devices, registers, everything, screen layout. So how do we create a worker product? So all these topics we'll be covering. Okay, so
And
everything.
these topics will be going as you have mentioned here, right? So one by one, after each one, after introduction, product management. So like that,
Exactly.
it'll go, right?
Yes. So it will be, this
Okay.
topic will be up and this topic will be down, depending upon our taking gathering, how we are learning. On the learning pace we will be going.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Okay.
every, at the end of the session I will be giving a task. Okay, so at the end of the
Uh-huh.
session you have to do that task, because when you do only you will get, and you will get issues and you will get frustration why this is not coming, then you will learn. Okay, in the
Yeah.
session
Yeah.
what he says, I will same as a school, right? In school what they say is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. If you go to exam, the algorithm changes, right? They will give 2
Uh-huh.
plus 3 is equal to how much and everything. So I will give you the basic, so how the system looks and everything. Then you have to deep dive and you have to think out of your mind. Okay, if I get this scenario, how we will do. Okay, because your
Yeah.
mindset is
Yeah.
different, my mindset is different. You get another different scenario, I can get another different scenario. So when you come up
Okay.
with the scenarios, then we will learn too much. So I can also learn, right? So in my
Mm,
experience, I didn't get this scenario, but you might have got that scenario, then we will learn there, right? So everything is a learning. So at the end of the session, I will give you a task. Let's say we completed a session called as creation of products today. Okay, so
mm,
I will
mm.
ask you to create 4 to 5 products today in Dynamics 365 and show it to me tomorrow
Right.
if you have any issues there, so that we can learn, and you will get so many issues and you will learn more fastly than what you go through the recording or anything. So that is what.
Mm.
Hmm.
Do we require a system for this, like, or can we use the lab which is given by Microsoft?
uh, we can use, but in retail and commerce we have a system called as retail server. Okay, so that visual path will be providing for you. Okay, though there will be no issues there.
Sorry,
So
sorry,
no,
sorry.
visual path will be providing you the environment, so we can you can test it there in their environment. So they will be providing you the credentials and everything. We will be providing you the credentials and everything.
Ah, okay, that's good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, Jan, you have a question there.
So, so that will be a vanilla environment, right? So everything, the basic setup, including everything, we need to do that, correct?
Yes, it's a vanilla environment only, because these systems
Perfect.
doesn't have customizations. We don't talk about customizations in our sessions, okay? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No worries.
everyone customer differs, right? So yeah,
Correct. Yeah,
yeah,
fine.
Gyan, you have a question there.
Hey, hi Kishore, good morning. I'm sorry for the
Good.
late joining today. I
Um,
didn't have mind in the only one request that you will go cover the product fulfillment, right?
yes, product fulfillment. That is the main, like it technical terms product fulfillment, but under product fulfillment there are so many subtopics in the product fulfillment, right? So as I mentioned, let's say you have a product shampoo. One store is having 100, but I, there is no stock. I have to fulfill that products, because once the store, we can't miss the business, right? So I will do a transfer order. So under product fulfillment, we have a topic called as transfer orders. Okay,
Hmm.
so transfer order is from transferring one product from one store to another store. So we will be covering that also. No issues in there. So it comes under here.
And
See, manage
the
order
report
fulfillment.
and the
Go ahead.
report part as well. Reporting as well, right? Some
Uh,
reporting.
so so we have mainly POS reports we call. Okay, so
Hmm.
we have a standard reports in the POS systems. Okay, because
All right.
let's say you are a cashier. Okay, so now you have to know how much sales you have done. So we will have a reports in the POS only directly, which prints directly. So reporting, electronic reporting and all that doesn't comes under retail and commerce. Yeah, so that
Okay.
is a totally a different module itself. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Any other questions on the trainings?
Yeah. Yeah. So in this topic, actually, basically, for any store, usually after a day or after a week, after a month, we do the closing, correct?
Hmm.
So will we also take care of that, like how we do the closing and stuff?
See, those all comes under SCM modules, okay? So our main
Mhm.
thing is whatever the products that so let's say, for example, I will tell you that uh, one second. I will tell you that I have to create a what say tax system, okay? Tax module. So those tax modules, everything will be configured by the finance team only. We will not be creating anything in the tax modules or anything. So they give us a code, we will assign it to the store, because the tax system for India is different, for UK is different, for US is different, right? The tax slab is different. So what they says is, okay, use this code for your uh, legal entity. Okay, so those all
Correct.
systems we will be creating in our store. So as I mentioned, there are so many modules, right? So interlinked, but as you mentioned, so finance will be creating the finance systems, ledgers and everything. They will that is the headache of the finance system. coming to the inventory closings, if warehouse anything, those is the headache of the SEM. So our retail and commerce is, if we have a product, we will sell it. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
the store inventory is showing us zero. Okay, let's say it's in the system it is showing us zero. But when you go to the store, the product is available and customer pick the product. Do you want to stop that, saying that no, I don't have the inventory, I can't build this product? No, we can't say that, right? If the customer has the product, we'll sell the product.
Right. Right.
So that is all the headache of the SEM people who manages the inventory and everything. Our main aim is that we have to sell the product to the customer. That's it. So how we do is that comes under retail and commerce model.
Okay.
And inventory adjustments and everything, I will explain you inventory adjustment. How do we adjust? Let's say I have 100 products in the warehouse and the store wants it, but the SEM team says that there is no inventory. No, I can't keep the product, right? I will do the inventory adjustment, I will send the product to the store and sell it. That's it. My work is done. That is the headache of SEM team, who is the manager, because you are doing the inventory calculations wrong. What can I do? But I can't sit and say that I don't have the products in the store and I can't stop my business, right? So that all the retail and team will do. Any other questions?
Yes, Kishore. I have one question. Like, if I got in a product, I pick the product from the store, but I
Hmm.
found that the expiry date is near to 15 days only.
Hmm.
Then how it will be find out the system that this expiry date is near to?
So, Sheikh, in retail and commerce, in Microsoft doesn't have any functionality called as expiry or anything. Okay, so we don't have any expiry. So what we do is, if it is in the 15 days I mentioned, so we'll provide a discount and we'll sell it the product. But we don't have any functionality in Dynamics 365 in SEM module or anywhere where we have that this is expiry or this is what or stuff like that. So we will manually have to check, because we have a lot we call it as batch systems. Okay, so one batch is coming, that will be expired in 2 years or 1 year. Let's say in 15 days. Okay, we got a batch. So the system says that, okay, the planning team, we have a planning team, right? In the back end we have a planning team. They come to us and says that, Shake, so these products are expiring in 15 days. Okay, so let's move these products first and then other product later. So what we do, we have a batch system, tracking dimension system. Okay, storage dimension system. So there we assign these products and we will first sell these products, and we will first send these products to the stores, and we will provide a discount systems, okay, to move these systems fastly. So that is how, but
Okay.
we don't have a standard functionality anywhere in Dynamics 365 to uh, uh,
Find
calculate the
the expiry dates.
date. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah. Arif, I see you have raised your hand. Arif, if you are talking, you are on mute.
No, 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 no. I don't have any roads. Actually, that is the previous one.
Okay.
Mm.
Any other questions, team?
What would be the timing of this session?
8 to 9.
Morning 8 to 9.
Hmm.
Okay, fine.
In
So
this training, it will be cover warehouse modules also. Hmm?
no. Sheikh, warehouse module, advanced warehouse module is totally different module. So we cover it as Dynamics 365 retail and commerce. So if you go to uh, what we say, MB 340, we have certifications, right? So MB
Mhm.
340 we will be covering. Okay, so this is commerce module only. So whatever the topics we have here, so they will be covering every topic here. So we will
Mm.
be covering more than this, and we will be giving you the real time scenarios. So if you got one second, if you Microsoft, if you type here, so learning path rest this one. So if you go here, so you will have the topics here. Okay, so all these topics we will be covering.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
warehouse is totally different. So yeah.
Mhm.
So these are the topics. Commerce functional consultant, associate. How do we do this? Everything.
Okay, got it, Kishore.
Any other questions?
Okay, sir, I think we have to bind up for the day. We have to go out.